like I'm meant to strike. Flat earth beneath my feet, knowing I'm here to meet. Ocean's edge, it calls my name. Purpose in this life's game. Horizons line so clear, God's love brings me near. Flat earth made by him, my journey long yet thin. Purpose found in every day, guided by his gentle sway. Mountains tall, they stand in place.
Yo, Flavs, what's up? It's good to see you all tonight. Glad you could make it. We are joined by Michael, Sovereign Soul, Roger, and Charles, who's live from Antarctica, upside down. How are you guys doing?
Hello.
Good. Hello. Great.
It's good to
Is
see
the blood
you.
rushing to your head yet, dude?
Yeah, my eyes are starting to pop out of my head.
It's good to see you, man.
See you too, guys.
So, did you guys watch Duffy's latest 36-hour time lapse?
No. I'm sorry.
We watched some of it last night live, and we saw some issues. And I thought, well, that might be a good thing to go through tonight, because I do see, what's the guy's name again? That Australian dude.
Fanfare.
Yeah, he did a video on it as well.
I saw that one.
Quite interesting things that he brought up. I saw some more things that I see he didn't bring up, though. So maybe we can go through that tonight. And then something exciting. Tomorrow night, I have Jonathan Morandi coming to talk, the VFX artist for TFE.
Celebrity time.
He's got a very impressive portfolio. Yeah, he's agreed to come talk to me tomorrow night, so it's going to be great. I'm sure you guys also, if you have any questions for him, do make sure to bring them along. It's going to be great, because he does seem like a nice guy, at least, you know what I mean? I don't know him, so I can't say much, but looking at his work, he knows his VFX. The kind of guy they would need to fake Antarctica. Let's place it that way.
Gotcha. I'll trim out that audio clip where it says they flew over where the sun was setting. Play it for him. Did you actually say that? He was on the Ether Cosmology Discord site when he said that?
I'm not sure.
No, that's where I got the clip from. So
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's Jonathan on there talking too. So.
That's quite exciting then. Yeah, this is no Fanfare's latest. It's quite interesting. It's good to see everybody in the YouTube lands. Please hit the likes, share the show. Glad you could make it. I am nice and awake tonight because I had an afternoon nap and I ended up sleeping like 3 hours. So I'm at least sharp. Wow, you guys are very quiet today.
It's Sunday, man.
People in chat.
Anyway, yeah,
Doing
guys, hit the
chores.
likes.
Every
share
time
the-
you've said hello to everybody, someone else pops up.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we're gonna watch some of this, and then we go through the footage ourselves as well, and see what we can come up with. I think that's an idea.
Confidentially, folks, I ain't going south this winter.
And it's supposedly going to go behind this mountain here. Go behind this mountain here. Go behind this mountain here.
Stop it. Stop it already. Just stop putting videos out. I mean, it's not even a challenge anymore. G'day again, guys. Let's start this video off by just saying, if that sun is supposed to go behind that mountain at the camp, where is the mountain shadow over the camp? Let's run it.
Also, one thing I wanted to point out. Let me just go back a bit. You can see the light wrap, okay? You see that? And you can see it's a bit darker and lighter. Why didn't we see that when they were in the other camp?
Don't know.
And why is the sun lower just 1.5 kilometers away?
It wouldn't be much lower, at least noticeably, from a distance.
Yeah, but think about it. 1.5 kilometers away, the sun's altitude seemed to have changed drastically.
Well, it's the next day or something.
Doesn't that seem odd to you?
Yeah.
It does.
Yes.
And this is from Union Glacier, not the camp.
It
They
would
went-
be like for 1.5 kilometers. You wouldn't even be able to tell that it had
No, there
changed.
should be no difference at all. Nothing. I mean, let me see if I can see.
There shouldn't be any difference.
Nope.
Well, obviously, we see somewhat of a difference from here. I think it's much lower comparably.
I just want to see if I can find.
At a first glance, it looks more legitimate than their first stuff from the blue
I
container.
agree.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they get the feedback and they watch the shows and okay, let's bring the sun lower, let's put some darker blues on the top.
You know what? I've thought that myself.
I think we're watching a magic trick.
Okay.
Way. Like,
This is from
they're-
iTunes 360. Okay? Over the same mountain. Look how high in the sky it is. Look at the glare. Okay? Now, look at that. Look at the difference. Much lower, much less glare. Sun is much smaller.
It's just a couple of miles away difference, right?
Let's go to Dave McKeegan's one. I'm just trying to show all the inconsistencies they have, that's all. Because even Dave McKeegan's one looks different to me. See if we can quickly get it up. Okay. I need to see. Okay. Look at the size of that sun. Oh, come on.
Or ads. They want you to get restream in there, Wes.
I do have restream.
I know. We're on
Look
it
at that. Look at the. Why is it so high? It
Right.
should be around about. Now remember this. There we go. Okay. So there we go. Look at the size of the sun. Look at the elevation. Now, look at that one.
Holy shit.
It's just the angle they're at, Wes. You
Now
know.
remember that's only a kilometer and a half difference. What does that tell you? I mean, this was also done with Insta360. So they can't say, oh, it's different lenses. It's the same cameras.
Huh.
So that's Duffy's one. This is McKeegan's.
Wow. Yeah, there's-
Elevation, big difference. Huh.
Be
Doesn't
cool
make
to
sense.
overlay them.
That's what we're going to do tonight as well. We're going to do some overlaying things as well. You could see on my thumbnail, I did some overlaying. I couldn't get him to line up even on his own 360. On Duffy's own 360, I couldn't get the things to overlay. The mountain sizes are different. The sun, you can get the sun's position exactly the same, but it doesn't align with the mountains. Why is that?
That's strange.
Wow.
Well, you know, this is settings on the camera, Wes. It's
Oh,
very-
yeah. It changes positions of only one thing in the camera. Yeah. So it's quite insane. But that's just something I wanted to point out.
Around it.
Look at that.
That's pretty, isn't it?
What was
Okay,
that
let's
then?
run his full clip now and we'll put a red.
Right?
What's that black screen bit?
Oh no, it was just he just edited to go back. But look what's interesting about this part where he puts the red line in the middle of the sun. So the red line is just placed on the screen, and all it's doing is the sun, because it's panning, it's just going to follow the light. The line's just going to be in the screen. But look what happens to the speed of the sun. The speed changes. Does the speed change? That's not supposed to happen.
Red line,
Look at that.
place a red line down, bisecting the sun, and we'll run the clip, and the red line will stay still, and we'll see how the ball game goes to the red line perspective.
If you want it vertically.
Look at that, okay? Sticking quite consistently with the sun, it's fine. Now it's steering.
Sort of hanging in there, gets a little bit faster.
Look, there you go. Now it's going back.
Slowing down back to the red line.
Yeah. Slowing down. Why would it slow down?
Maybe slowing down, getting a bit
And now it's speeding up there.
behind it.
It's elongating. And then it's speeding up again. Look at that.
I guess.
But now the sun is going to speed up even more.
As we approach south, though, the sun goes south real quick.
Yeah, look, it's in front of the line. Now it's in front of the line. The line's not touching it anymore.
Yeah, and what about that shadow off the mountain over the camp?
Yeah, he's going to talk about the shadow as well.
Yeah, the distance it should make
yeah.
a longer shadow.
Flag glitched.
There's that camp we couldn't see before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, right there.
Knock it back a few, Jez. Flag glitches.
Yeah, there was quite a few glitches in there. Like I said, we're going to go through the footage ourselves as well. But wow, should the sun be changing size first of all? No.
Nope.
Should it be changing speeds, like as in getting slower and faster?
No, because the only reason it's moving is because Earth's supposed to be spinning.
Yeah.
So either Duffy has to admit that this is faked, or he has to admit that the globe is false. Which one is it, Duffy? Because the globe cannot have the sun changing speed, and it can't have a change in angular size.
I think he's in too deep to admit anything right now.
Insane.
Right now, I'll just run the clip shortened. Two shortened bits sync together.
That's not synced together. Come on.
All right, guys, another anomaly here is we're going to see a little bit of ground twerking again.
Yeah. Ground's going to...
It does two passes. You'll see the ground morph on one of them, and the other one it doesn't. So I'll run the morphing one a few times on its own, and then the one that doesn't morph on its own.
And this is the issue we saw with the other live stream he had, where the mountain all of a sudden just appeared and morphed behind him, remember? When he had his live and trying to show the midnight sun. Exactly that same issue now.
I'll do
That's
like
right, I remember that.
morph, non-morph, non-morph.
Sorry, Charles?
I agree. Yeah, I remember that. The mountain just shrinks. Yep. Same thing's happening.
So it's really weird. You're not supposed to have that, even if you, especially if you're not doing a live stream, by the way. So they can't blame it on the live stream. They can't say the glitching's coming due to bandwidth or anything, because this was a recording. Yeah. So, Duffy, what's going on, man?
Morph, non-morph. I can't claim frame stitching on this one because otherwise it would happen around about the same time for both of them, but it only happens on one. So there's no frame stitching there because of the 360.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the mountains just they're like stretched. The whole thing.
Yeah,
did.
look,
Okay,
it's like
now for the normal clip without the ground twerking. Right, now I'll play the twerking clip and the normal clip ensuing each other. For this next bit, I want to do an overlay. Instead of looking left to right to compare things, I want to overlay the two bits of footage. So if I select this top one here, this blocks off that one. So if I go over here to block that, then you see the bottom one, this bottom track you can see now. Unblock. Now it's the top one. Now I want to do them full screen and sort of like a side by side type thing, but both full screen. So what I'm going to do here, and I'll render this clip and you can watch it rendered in the end, but I just want to explain to you what I'm doing here with this one. Right, so if I offset the top one, I've got that selected. So if I offset that about 50, 50, right, now you can see the bottom one there, like there's the full one, and here's the top one. You can see that border there.
Yeah, I see he's offset them, especially to show you what's going on. But he's lined the suns up together, so the sun is aligned up, but the mountains and everything's not.
So
Why is that?
Yeah, that's weird. Does it stay in sync though? That's the question with the sun.
Watch.
That's the bottom one. Just showing. So what we do now is we're going to go to opacity, 50.
See, look at that.
So
It's
now
not
you
aligned
can
at
sort of
all.
see through that. Now we can
Yeah,
compare when lens flares happen.
That's like higher and lower.
See if they're happening at the
further.
same time. Like,
So he's trying to compare the lens flares.
where'd I go?
If they did layering, this would be a good way to find out, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of similarities.
Weird.
Because in his clip, it does 2 passes behind Mount Rossman. So we've got the first pass and the second pass. Just to make that clear.
I can definitely see why Duffy didn't take me along on the trip.
He puts his mug in the way.
Yeah, what do you think would have happened if you had to go there and just say, "Sorry, guys, they're all lying to you"? What did they get? What would they have done there?
Well, they couldn't have that, could they? No, I'd have to sign a non-disclosure agreement too, and get paid a lot of money to shut my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wouldn't do it.
Right, so
And I do think the
two
reason
lens
he
flares
took a
here.
photo of himself like stuck in front there,
When his mug's in.
I think there was something that he tried to use there as a filter pass.
It looks
So
like a set of golf clubs with them boots on.
I think he's doing a symbolic gesture with a halo too.
But I think he
The
did that
sunset.
I think he did that on purpose so he could block the sun, so he would have a place to try cut the scenes to try and fit the two scenes together from the suns. So it'd have,
Gotcha.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool. Let's see that.
Because it's the same things that people do in the movie industry with VFX. They usually put cut scenes to make it seamless. So they usually have someone standing in front, or they're going behind a wall or behind a tree or something, so you don't see the cut. And I think that's why he stood in front of the sun there, so he has a cut scene that he could do seamlessly.
Yeah, it's easier to blend the blue from the sky and nothing else. It would be a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
in the way of the sun, that top one. So he's in the top one here. See if I cancel that out. So he's in the top one, on the top track. And if I go forward again, then it comes back when his mug's out of the way of the sun. So it seems to work okay in their favour, but hey.
And why did they
All
go
right, I
outside the
just
camp
wanted to
again?
show you how I was doing.
Sorry?
So why did they go to a further camp besides the view of the
They went-
sun?
Yeah, so it doesn't go behind the mountain, apparently. And that was a kilometer and a half away. And that
I don't think
kilometer and a
that's-
half away made so much difference with the sun. But, I mean, he just showed a video where it's not going below the mountain. So why did they have to go there then? They could have slept in comfortable tents, doing everything they needed to do then.
So they could go around and do all their studio work outside of camp and nobody would notice it. That's just what I think personally.
I have to
What
put this
did you do on the 18th, guys?
Yeah, what did they do on the 18th? I think we should make a actual shout out about that, Sov.
Oh yeah, I'm making it. Listen, I know it's a heavy deal. I know that it's a nerve because, like I said, that was the first thing I heard out of Jaron since Christmas. I said Merry Christmas, and then the next thing I hear is you fucking retard. You're doing this, and I got screenshots to save the messages, everything. And he says, now you got people questioning when we left Antarctica, and I was like, yeah, and so what's wrong with that?
You got the same
What
question, don't you?
you got to do is just prove it. What did you do for the 18th? I told him, I said, your reaction is the biggest tell of anything.
Mm-hmm.
I said, that right there tells me that you're full of shit, the way that you reacted on this. And then the way Duffy just avoided it like 4 times.
You didn't want to answer it. He acts like you didn't ask it.
Yep. So that's a big point. And I think people need to press it, man. Plus, I got 2 different things. I had people also, little trolls, come out and say, oh, you were wrong about the Chilean Navy. And I'm like, no, absolutely, I'm not. Michael sent me a Facebook post from Flight 360 talking about the thing landing on the same date with video of it and every damn thing. And I'm like, wait, no, look, and ALE is not mentioning, not jack shit about the guy who saved the flat earthers or whatever the hell.
Yeah, they found it more important to show the Chile Navy landing there with their cargo plane than the guy who saved the globe Earth.
Right.
I mean,
And they're the only group picture that doesn't have a Union Glacier sign.
yeah, it's really odd. And the group picture they decided to do had Masonic symbolism. Really odd.
I got a
Hey, what
question
was
for
the?
you.
Okay, go ahead.
Jaren's a great big plane enthusiast. I've watched like several episodes where he does air shows and stuff. Why would he not know about this or want to go down and see the plane? And I heard him and Austin didn't because they didn't have interest in it. It's really strange. I think that Jaren would have been down at the runway. I want to see this new plane.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you, Ironworks, for your super chat. He says, so I've been asking the question for a while. Keep that energy. Make a few shows focused on the 18th. I agree. Appreciate the super chats, man. Because it's definitely some kind of weird point. I mean, even Dave McKeegan, when I asked him, he wasn't really answering me. It's just sort of like sleeping.
Are you
or
asking questions like that?
So it's weird. I'm gonna ask Jonathan tomorrow night as well. So
Did they go down in an Iceland Air? Is that how they supposedly travel? I mean, that's what was on the back of the 360 there.
Yeah, that's what ALE's Boeing is. It's based on Iceland Air, but Iceland Air itself doesn't fly to Antarctica at all. And when you, like I said the other time when I tried to show the tracker for flights for Iceland Air, it never shows any flights going to Union Glacier. It's always everywhere else besides Antarctica.
Okay.
Is it possible? Is it possible that ALE bought one of Icelandic Air's aircraft and just kept all the stuff inside the plane because it's
That's
just easier
possible.
to work? That's
That is possible.
if I was those guys, that's what my excuse would be.
But the problem is when I go and do the plane tracking, it doesn't pick up their registration number.
Ah,
Oh,
That
that's
doesn't
not
make any
suspicious
sense.
at all.
That's why it's very weird. So, yeah, there's just some weird things about it. But I mean, we saw the site where they showed they did the branding for ALE on the Icelandic plane and everything. So I don't know. There's just something weird about it. I can't say they didn't fly with it, but I also can't say they did or didn't. It's like I said, it can go both ways. It's unclear. But let's finish this video quickly. It's almost finished.
Doing that. Top track's offset. Actually, what I might do before I get out of here, just move it across a little bit more so the mountains are more vertical. Okay, I'm going to get out of here.
I'm seeing double vision. There's a morph again.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a video do that.
It's really weird.
Righto.
So yeah, that's a fanfares video. Brought us some interesting things.
He talks like a proper Aussie. I'm telling you.
Because he is one.
Wait, Matthew doesn't talk like that. Or Luke, sorry. His accent's a little different. I'm sure there's plenty of dialects and accents down there that I'm not familiar with. You probably get a lot more Aussies in your country flying through and visiting and stuff, so you probably get more exposure to it.
Well, there's quite a few, but I mean, that's the same as if you go to Australia. There's a lot of South Africans there.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got family in Sydney, Perth. I've got some in Queensland. So I've got family in Australia. So I'm just trying to look for the plane tracker. Yeah. What you saying?
I said everybody down there is related, some way or another.
Sorry guys, I'm just looking for the plane tracker website. Didn't save it as a bookmark, so I have to go through my history.
No.
Why? Ha ha ha! I think I found it. Plane spotter radar. There we go. Plane spotters. There we go. There's the link if any of you want to ever go and play around, because it will be interesting to go on this plane spotters when it's live and they supposedly having a flight to Antarctica.
Yeah.
Because obviously they have no flights at this moment, so you aren't able to see. But all you need to do is you just need to put see, no matches found.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't pick up the registration.
More inconsistencies.
I think we've got enough inconsistencies to put reasonable doubt on the whole subject. So
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah, this was a court case. It's undeniable.
You have no evidence, sir, for you actually being there right now.
So yeah, if you, I think if we can find when they have their next flight, which should only be end of the year again, because
Look how huge Antarctica is. My goodness.
Massive.
Look at that!
It's
Wow!
massive.
And they literally only go to that point.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Good grief.
why didn't they just go from Argentina or Chile and just
Yeah.
fly over to Australia?
It'd be
Yeah.
just as close, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. They could have gone two ways. They could have gone this way, or they could have gone this way.
Well,
Would have
that
been
flight
cheaper
they
as
took,
well.
yeah, the flight they took in the video I watched that went through Australia, the other one that was on Don't Fear the Truth.
Yeah. So it's insane. So yeah, there's the link. If we do wait for end of the year when they finally do have a scheduled flight, we should put in the search, put the registration, and see if it actually does fly there.
Can you go back in time on this thing?
I don't know. I haven't been able to see if there's a date or filters. There should be. I don't know.
Can't
I'm
you
on
look
their
at past?
website.
Can't you look at past days?
That's what we're trying to see. I don't know. I haven't.
There are so
Data?
many flights going right now.
December 18th.
Yeah.
Well, let's actually look for what is that? What who's the airlines again?
Iceland, right?
Iceland. Iceland Air. There we go. This is the two registration aircraft type Boeing 757. Airline Iceland Air. So far, I need two.
Man, I'd hate to be an air traffic controller. I'm telling you.
See there,
Right?
TFFIA. That's their one plane. Okay. Airframe status, it's stored. So at the moment, it's not even flying. This is the one that I think they had to repair. Yeah, the main gear collapsed. So remember I told you there was one that had a damage?
Huh?
Because the gear collapsed because of strong winds. It's this one. And that's, yeah, it's in storage. So they're not even flying with that one. The other one is not even registered the same FIP registration that they use for Union Glacier. So, yeah.
So there's only one plane. They got one plane that works right now, is what you're saying. For their
There were one
trips.
plane. What did we say the registration was again? FIP, I think. Doesn't even pick up TFFIP. There we go. There's TFFIP. Snowfall remark. Registration. It's active at the moment. Let's look at the flights.
Guarantee they go to the north. Can almost bet on it.
Let's zoom out. I'll zoom out here.
Yeah.
Isn't it ironic that they have Adobe Photoshop ad on this page? Huh?
Rusted Soul said that she had called the airlines and asked if they had any flights, and of course they denied that. But they wouldn't have known that because if it was associated with ALE only, or so.
Mm-hmm.
It's still got to be registered and
Sure.
everything else. So
Yeah.
So this is Chile. Yeah, this is Chile.
Santiago.
Where exactly did they land though? Punta Serenas. There's Punta Serenas.
Yeah.
But it picks the yeah. So it's active, but it's sitting there. So yeah, we would need to wait to see when they have the flight for FIP. Because it doesn't really give any data on it. History. There we go. 23 December 24th. What was it? The 18th.
It was the 18th. It's a day that'll go down in history. Nobody knows about.
No data available. It says no data available for. Oh, am I on the wrong? Sorry, you guys aren't even watching this. I'm typing in other stuff here. Sorry, I thought it was showing to you guys. There you go. See, I put the date in, 24th December, 2024, the 12th, 18th. No data available.
Try the
Oh.
17th.
Let's see.
Because they left early, right? Supposedly.
No data available. Previous. Nope, no data available. It's in the 19th. No data available.
Phantom flight never existed.
No data available. No data available. Nothing.
Huh.
Why is Find that a bit odd. See, it is TFFIP
Yeah.
showing.
Oh.
So I find that a bit odd. That's what I say. I was looking through all this stuff, and that was a bit weird for me.
William spot. Holy shit! There's a bunch of airplanes over top of me right now.
It's quite a lot. America is
spraying.
actually very busy, and Great Britain.
Oh, wait, as I cut in, I see it's a little different.
But yeah, you see, it's weird because I can't get any data on its flights, and it doesn't really tell me. That's also when if I was able to, if I had the time, I could have tracked the data flight when they were supposed to be flying, and I don't think it showed because it would give the data that it showed, and it doesn't give any data. So Iceland Air has three different planes for registration, but the one is stored because of its malfunction in its landing gear. The one is flying, that usually flies over Europe and Greenland around there. And it's this one for Punta Serenas, but it's no data ever. So it's really odd. Do they really fly with it? I don't know.
You can't prove it.
It's a difficult one. And yes, Jaron, we actually do our research. This is why we're able to see anomalies like this.
Yeah, man. We're like detectives.
He's doing a research live for everybody right now.
Yep.
So yeah, it's an odd one. I think we should still all look into, does that plane actually fly to Glunian Glacier?
Mm-hmm.
And if it turns up it doesn't, they got a lot of more explaining to do. How did you get there? On what plane?
Lucy.
Got explaining to do.
So yeah, it's Duffy's 360 again. I think we're just gonna slow it down a bit.
How slow can you go?
How slow can you go?
The sun going supposedly behind the mountain looks really suspicious. It just doesn't look natural.
Why is it kissing the top then?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's so perfect kissing. And I also want to point out, there's double sun flare. Look at this. Okay?
That's it, yeah.
You're going to see there's a sun flare coming in, and next to it, it's going to have exactly the same replica sun flare. You're going to see when it gets there.
Well, there's a solar storm going on in the sun right now.
Check that. There we go. Choop, choop. Same flares. Next to it.
Well, God cleared the day up so they could get this video. Just for Duffy. He said a prayer. Yeah.
So the 360, the first 360 footage never showed the camp. So if I'm thinking maybe we should put the camp in this time. So could they have overlaid just little specks to make it, put some tents in there?
Well, it would be a little further away.
This one is at Union Glacier Camp. Where they went let me show you where they practically went. when they were at with that container. It was out this way.
Okay,
It was
Do you
all
think
in
we have
there.
enough?
It was
gotcha.
all in there playing with
You
Baphomet's
see,
titties. That's what they was doing.
you see that's where they went out that way. So they were out that side
Okay,
when they
gotcha.
were a kilometer and a half away.
All right, that makes sense.
But my question is, why does it seem we can see what's going on there, but they couldn't see what's going on here?
You think you have enough to sue these people for fraud? Well, I don't think you can sue them for fraud. But
Put a civil case against it.
yeah,
Well, the thing is, what do you think is going to happen to them if it does come out with all this?
they'll lose credibility for one thing to start with.
I mean, we're still waiting for some very important information. I'm not going to say what it is. Michael knows what I'm talking about. If that comes out,
Michael, we're going to have to torture you till you tell us.
Yeah, now I'm like, oh man,
Now we got to know.
thought we were friends, Michael.
Yeah, dude. What's up with that?
but yeah, there's
Okay.
it's on a lowdown because it's very important.
Understood.
Yeah, give them a heads up. They'll like bury it like no tomorrow.
All right.
Why do some of these clouds look like they're layered on? It's not.
And this was supposed to be done live. I mean, if they would have just did the live from the go, we wouldn't be even here talking about shit at all.
Yep. But apparently, no one said they're going to do live.
I thought Candace Owen was doing it. Mark was supposed to be doing a live stream, but
They
the
did.
internet went down.
Yeah, and then they had to remove the
I've seen-
video because I guess it probably looking at the sun violated terms of service or something, right?
I guess. Don't stare at the
Oh,
sun.
I should have found out something. I don't know if you guys realize, but why is Mount Rosman? Yes, Mount Rosman, correct?
Real far away.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's panning. Doesn't go past other mountains and is straight back to Mount Rosman. There we go.
Wow, that's a short trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strange.
Isn't that a bit weird?
It is weird.
Because if you go look at the other footage from them, go to Dave McKeegan quickly. I'm sure these other mountains in the distance. Videos.
I think right there is where it starts going down, to be honest. Remember the other video where it starts, the last one, where the truck pulls up, turn the lights on, looks like it's getting dark? Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but look what I'm
almost
saying,
the same
okay?
spot.
Yeah, it's Mount Rosman.
Okay.
Okay, that one's panning around, yeah?
Yeah.
These mountains. Where are these mountains in his...
Just go back to Mount Rosman bit as well, Flatzoid, and just let it play.
But look how high the sun is.
Much higher. It's not kissing the mountain at all, is it?
And the size, there's much more glare, and the size
Speed it
is
up a
different.
bit.
Sorry?
Just speed it up a bit.
I can. To what speed? 1.25?
Yeah,
1.75?
Just so the sun goes over and past mountain.
It's as fast as it can go.
It turned into an egg.
Because you see, that's more or less where he was.
I'm just thinking on
Around
that new
there.
footage when
Around there.
it goes behind mountain, shadow like recedes up the mountain. I don't think it does it in this one.
Oh, you're
Like,
right.
I guess
Yeah, I
further
don't think it
away.
does. Let's... Yeah, but that's the thing. The shadow stays the same, yeah.
If you look on that new one we've just watched at beginning,
Yeah, it's on there. That's where it
shadow
recedes
like
up.
recedes up mountain.
Yeah. Let's make it, see? Not receding. There, it's starting down at the back there. Still not on the mountain itself. Okay. Okay. Huh. Huh. Okay, it's forward a bit. Still not. Still not.
It's way up there. It's way higher.
Now all of a sudden it's on the top, but it's not receding there like it does in the other.
Eddie
Huh.
Rose, you're in wrong
And this-
chat room again.
And this is going from it's going from the lights going up down. On the other one, it's going the opposite direction. See, look here. Yeah. So it's there. Okay. Let's check again to use one. Okay. Gonna pause now. Let's make it a bit faster.
This is the latest one right here, right where it kissed. No, this is the old one. It kisses the mountain. There it goes.
Yeah, this is a new one.
Watch, there's gonna be more videos come out in the next couple of days too. Watch, he made tons of them. They're all gonna be different.
Okay, the lights on top. Look at that shadow there. We don't see that shadow on the other one. And look, it's coming from the bottom. Whoa, whoa. There we go.
Yeah.
But it's coming right around, wrapping right around. This one doesn't wrap right around. Look, this one doesn't wrap right around.
And what parallel are they at again? Exactly. Where's
I don't know where the studio is, so I can't tell you.
So
But
they're
yeah,
not at the South Pole.
But you
all.
see
It's
what I'm
the
saying?
66th
Oh.
parallel. 0.6.
0.6.
This is where they're located.
Right number, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. See how light it is now there. Look at that. Yeah, the whole mountain's lit up.
Like the sun's on this side of the mountain, isn't it?
Let's see, is this whole mountain gonna light up? Oh,
And this is like the same day or the day after they did.
Not all
McKeegan
light
did
up.
his.
I don't know. That's the thing. We don't know what day he did it. Beautiful sun, don't you think?
Great logo. The TFE.
You know, if you're going to do something like this, you would include time and date stamps. I mean, is that really? I mean, am I off?
No.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
I would, because you would like to be proud and you dating and because they claim experiments, they should have data for this.
Yep.
And you could compare it to where the sun was supposed to be on the sun calc, right? You could compare the two.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful, yes, beautiful. Wow. Okay, so exciting.
Yeah. So there's more trickery afoot, you think?
Definitely.
The whole thing
I
was.
have no doubt.
Definitely.
The whole thing was.
Yep.
The experiment was to see if they could trick people.
Mm-hmm.
And here we sit.
So yeah, anybody want to come and talk? Email me, and then I can give you the link to come and have a discussion. It'd be great having you in. Please hit the likes, share the show. I'm sure we can get a much more likes than we do now. I mean, about 200 people watching, only 52 likes. What's going on?
Ridiculous.
Oh, that's not right.
Come on, guys, at least get to 100. But it's good to have everybody here.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I think we should be pushing them on the 18th what they did on the 18th.
Absolutely.
I think that's the new way to go. What
Yep.
happened on the 18th? Why is everybody avoiding the 18th specifically?
They had got food poisoning from the sea bass they ate in Punta Serenas.
I mean, and somebody walked up and erased all the video that they filmed of them going to stores and checking out the town and everything. They said no.
You remember on the way down that the Three Stooges actually were all filming everything.
Yes.
Yes, I remember that.
Like, look at here, we're at this curve. The sun's
Yeah.
going down.
What is that?
A little beetle.
Fly?
Little beetle.
I think it's weird. It's summer there.
I can't wait for
It is.
winter. I'm dying of heat.
I can't wait for the summer, dude. I'm tired of this.
Your winter only lasts 2 days or something.
Don't forget, Flatzoid, where you live at, they celebrate Christmas and there's no snow on the ground. And so, as per Zetetic Warrior's instructions, you know what
Doesn't
you have
exist.
to do. You have to go and actually eliminate anybody that's doing that, celebrating Christmas because there's no snow on the ground.
Quite crazy.
Yeah.
Still waiting for Z to get back to us because, I mean, he said he's coming for us.
Yeah. He's been saying he was coming for me for a year, 2 years now. 2 years.
He's pretty slow, dude. He's pretty slow. He should have already had that done by now.
But you better hope he does better than Chiquita, though.
Yeah, I would say that. Hang your head on that upward rising Earth bullshit. Holy crap!
I feel like I was in a physics class. It was beautiful.
In the backyard with a wheelbarrow. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
I don't understand how they want to change so much things. It's like they just want things just not to work because they have a belief.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They
it's like you said, it takes
yeah.
it takes more faith in these beliefs that are not stemmed. Just like the Big Bang and like unbelievable. It takes more faith for them to believe in things that turn into something else.
Exactly.
It is fascinating to think about.
Yeah, but I mean, when I asked him, okay, but your claim of a constant movement violates the first law of thermodynamics because it can't stay in perpetual motion. He's like, oh, yeah, it can. It's like, but it's violating the first law of thermodynamics. It's like, no, but because I believe it happens, therefore it can violate it.
Right. Yeah, I remember when you said that. Yeah.
It's like, okay, so you can be a glober then because they believe their globe can violate the first law or second law because they believe gravity exists. So it's the same thing.
Right.
Yep.
You got anything else, Flats? Any more anomalies that you found?
That was practically just it. I didn't really have time. I was out the whole day. But yeah, like I said, the thing that I figured that you can't get them to align properly, which is not me. It's supposed to be fully aligned.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Hey, Bro Sanchez is debating. I know it's not. It's Reg. He's covering the debate between Bro Sanchez.
Yeah, Reg is covering it. Yeah.
Okay.
Answers in Genesis. It's over. No, definitely not over.
Well, Danny Faulkner's got a career to protect. I know that much.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we can do that. We can watch this one. This is cool. From Christian.
True Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Good God, sorry.
So what's in it for me is, again, I've said this multiple times, is I'm helping humanity. I have come to the conclusion that neither lying nor deception are inherently immoral. If that wasn't clear, sometimes A lie or deceit are not only necessary, but they are the right thing to do. I have not seen
Will Duffy honoring his true master, Satan? In this video, we are going to hear Will Duffy claim that he has falsified flat Earth, and also that he has ended it with his TFE satanic psyop hoax from hell. To help out true Christian, please, 1. Smash that like button. 2.
Smash the like button.
Encourages you please. This way, everyone wins.
the most important question. Is flat Earth still tenable after the final experiment? What do you think? My answer should be obvious with my new background. If you did not notice, I removed the flat Earth map, the AE map, from my background, as that map was falsified by TFE.
No, it wasn't.
The ground, Will. The ground. What about the ground, Duffy?
In that case, the globe has been falsified too. By
Yeah,
definition.
yeah. The AE map that you falsified is a globe projection, numpty. It's literally a navigation map.
Sickening listening to him repetitively go
There's-
through this.
They're still using it too. They're still using it, Will. They didn't stop using it because of you and your little effeminate man-child marching around on the ice yelling into his phone. Nothing changed, Duffy. Nothing changed. You're a legend.
You know what?
Will.
TFE allowed me to get on to your show and to share my testimony. So the opposite is happening. I'm going to start. I feel like God's released me to start telling people about the truth.
Amen.
So, that's what TFE is doing. The opposite of what Will has tried to do.
Amen. But look what it's got, guys. Navigation offers users the azimuthal equidistant AE map. That's the Gleason.
Yep.
Because it actually preserves both distances and direction from a central point, making it ideal for plotting routes where knowing the straight line distance and bearing from starting location is crucial, particularly for air and sea travel, especially when navigating from a specific origin point to multiple destinations.
There you
What
go.
did you debunk again, Mr. Will Duffy?
Yeah.
What did he debunk again? Huh. What a joker.
I have a clock on my wall in the living room that's a flat Earth map.
Mm.
The face of it is. And it's kind of cool because you can see where Horus, or the hour, is by the hour hand. That's where we get the word hour, is from Horus, which is the sun. There it is. And you can tell, by that hour hand, minus daylight savings, which I hope they end up doing away with, where the position of the sun is at, where it's zenithing at. And you can judge that basically through your tropics and say, okay, it's about right here right now.
Yep.
That's cool.
So I think they use those datum lines to hide where the sun actually is supposed to be or where it should be on the clock. So it messes everything up on purpose, distorts it.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't the time zones like way better on the AE map than the ball?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Because the time zones on the AE map, because it's taken from the Greenwich, it just takes the clock like a sundial.
Yeah.
Where with the globe itself, it literally has to do squiggles. It's got to follow a weird anomaly line to follow it.
Between Russia and the Bering Strait, it's absolutely ridiculous.
4
It does
hours.
some weird stuff.
4 hours. Sarah
Wow.
Palin said she could see Russia from her front porch.
No kidding.
That's
Wow.
looking across. There's a 4-hour time difference between Russia and where Sarah Palin lives.
There's a big gap there, isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's the sun goes further in that process. It takes longer to get there.
That's why I'm saying the Earth is bigger. What they did is they cut a slice of the pizza out and squished it back together.
You can't do that in reality. No.
There's a lot they're keeping from us.
Yep, they're hiding a lot of stuff from us,
Mm-hmm.
and they do that way.
I
I
agree.
like Deception Island.
And Rothschild
That's
Island.
and Rothschild Island, exactly. Yep.
Who's
Nothing.
Who's Dave Weiss's partner again? What? Isn't that
But
David
you see,
Rothschild?
there
Yeah.
are maps. There are islands that are not on maps. They literally don't place them on maps.
What reason would that be? That's my question.
Hmm.
I also removed the ice wall version of Antarctica as there was no ice wall when we flew to Antarctica.
You were on a peninsula. You were on part of a peninsula. You hadn't even got to the ice wall, brother.
Exactly. Like their flight projection was through that peninsula. They didn't even go around the ice wall or go even fly near the ice wall. Would be they went right into the supposed continent. That was another thing. Both of those guys said on the continent, Jaron and Whitsitt. They said continent.
But maybe Mr. Duffy doesn't do his homework like he claims to do. Union Glacier is a glacier. It's not Antarctica.
Right.
It's ice. You're on a glacier. You're on a big block of ice.
Like a plateau, a giant plateau.
You have to go deeper to reach Antarctica, actually. They claim it part of Antarctica, but it's just the outer edges, how can I put it? The stoop.
The
as we call
shoreline.
it. Yeah, the shoreline, the ice.
Yeah.
It's not actually the land. The guy is a numpty. What's this on screen, by the way? Looks like ice walls to me.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
tons of those.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got a video of a guy seeing it for the first time too, somewhere.
I've
Wow.
seen it.
It's quite cool.
Yeah,
What's
didn't
up?
Clark chart 400 miles of ice wall on his first leg of his journey?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Very odd.
there's no ice wall though.
No. All these must be fake. Why? Because Duffy never saw it, because he was on a glacier.
Life on the glacier.
Why did they need to do this? There was no ice wall. I don't know.
Somebody's got echo.
Yeah.
It was perfect timing though. It went ice wall, ice wall.
Ice wall. Ice wall. Ice wall.
It worked out well.
So the
when are they
ice
gonna-
wall.
Yeah?
When are they going to actually give us a full view of what Antarctica is? I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Yeah, the excuse is it's too cold.
Oh, okay.
So a satellite cannot take a full picture of Antarctica. I have no idea why. Oh, because
No,
it's too much money to send a satellite over Antarctica to do so.
Or you can't send a satellite over Antarctica.
Yeah.
Check this out. Let me show you this.
Why is it not sharing? There we go.
Check this out. This guy, he's just seeing it for the first time. What is that?
Seems like an ice wall to me. I want to point out something. How windy is it there?
It looked pretty damn windy, didn't it?
My thoughts exactly.
Yeah. His hair would have been blowing all over the place.
One of the windiest places on Earth, and the film sound quality was perfect.
Well, that reminds me. I think I'm going to do this. Let me quickly open a. I was going to leave this for one of the videos, but I can still put it in.
The reason I didn't play the sound is because he's like yelling in some language that nobody here understands. He's very excited. He's pointing at the wall, and
He's
Oh,
massive.
look, they said it's not there. There it is. And
Okay, I'm gonna.
my wife's aunt was just recently, just after they had come back, was on a cruise that's going right down there between that passage between Antarctica and the tip of South America. And she said the days were long, she said, but the sun went down.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. That's why when I look at tour guides and things, they say this is the best time to go because it's when you have a longer day, or this is when you have a shorter day. This is when you have sunrise, sunset, and they never talk about 24-hour sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
remember
anyway, this
showing
is
stuff like that when it happened.
This is an advert they made for Union Glacier, guys. Pay attention how this looks. Now, think to yourself when Jaron says, "Oh, it doesn't snow there."
Is this that Vimeo video?
This is the other one. I got
Okay.
more than one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeehaw!
What's that white shit blowing around there?
I have no idea. What is that? Hey, Mount Rushmore.
Walked all the way to Cumberland.
Why are they covering up like that?
It's real sandy there.
Why has he got all the air vapor? I thought it was very dry there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's most stupidest thing I've ever heard. That you can't see breath because it's like a desert.
It's like,
And then I want to point out, how many layers of clothes is this guy wearing?
Right?
5, 6 layers, it looks like to me.
Inside, indoors, correct?
yes.
Gloves on.
And he's been there more than Jaron and Witz have been there.
And I want to ask,
He's acclimated.
Yeah.
is his nose and his ears and his cheeks red because of the cold?
It looks like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Really weird.
He looks really
Must be-
tired, too.
Must be a different Union Glacier.
We always held in Cumberland. Cumberland Gap, oh Cumberland Gap. We always held in Cumberland Gap.
It doesn't snow there, guys. Never.
Look at that
Never
wind.
snows there. There's no
Look at that
wind. It
wind.
doesn't snow. No.
Why are they doing a Tennessee folk song in the middle of this clip, though? I want to know.
I'm just this is hilarious.
I'm digging that song, though, yeah.
Charles, Conspiracy Cat says he would love to talk to you sometime.
Okay.
Okay.
Be prepared.
Oh no. What am I getting into?
You never talk to cats? Come on. You'll have a blast.
So am I allowed to give your email address to him?
Yes, you can.
Okay. All right. There you go, Cats. I'll email it to you, man.
Cumberland Gap's a hell of a place. There ain't enough water to wash.
Hey, there's a plane.
Cumberland Gap, oh Cumberland Gap.
No, it doesn't snow. We just got to clean up in front of the door. Doesn't
That
snow.
whole mountain of 3 feet of snow right there, it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
They
not
woke up
everything that's inside, and it's warm. Why are they not taking their jackets off, man?
There's a hell of a place in Cumberland Gap. Sit down, boys, and take a little nap.
And I want to point out, look at the sun. Does that look anything like we saw from their footage?
Not even
Hell no.
close.
Not even close. Nope.
Look how at the angular size that. Quite odd.
That's what I noticed. It does look smaller.
Almost like it's not as close as they make it out to be.
We'll always held in Cumberland Gap. Cumberland Gap, oh Cumberland Gap. We'll always held in Cumberland Gap.
Are they prepping in November for the camp? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah,
They're assembling it.
Yeah, this is
Gotcha.
perfect for the camp.
Wow.
This old Cumberland ain't your home. You better leave old Cumberland alone. Cumberland Gap, oh Cumberland Gap.
This is just that was just a trailer, but yeah, there's I got other ones as well. So I just want to say thanks to Chad for sending it to me. He's got another one. He also Sov also has it, the Union Glacier documentary. It's like 54 minutes long.
Yeah, it's in the private chat back there. I can put it in.
Yeah, that's also quite cool. So we can go through some of that if they want to. But like I was thinking of making actual video from the stuff because there's some cool footage in there.
Yeah, like this one here, the mountain that they supposedly never changes the face of. I got pictures right here of it, like completely covered in snow.
Huh.
It's frozen. Like they take a sip of water and it's frozen on their beers.
Yes.
That's why I asked Witsit. You went to drink water. Where's the ice?
Good question. Flats, you don't want to leave your warm, comfortable climate you have there in South Africa to go down there and freeze your tits off. You want to dig through. Are you sure? Okay.
If Flats took his shirt off, you won't be able to see him.
But yeah, we can go through some of the documentary. It's quite good, yeah.
We're going to go through a mockumentary here soon. I have a feeling.
Oh yeah. We know the mockumentary is going to come, guys. There's the link. Soft put it in chat for you guys. This is the documentary got on. It's really cool. Okay.
But why would they lie?
Mm-hmm. Why would they lie?
I don't know. Ask them.
You're not going to get another answer that's not a lie.
Right.
Seems like the wind's quite hectic.
Yeah. Be blowing that sign around.
That's a T-post.
Introduction.
Yeah, well, I want to point out something.
The Antarctic continent is the highest, windiest, driest, and coldest continent.
Highest, windiest.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're in the mountains, you don't get wind. I'm telling you, it protects you from all that wind.
Windiest. You heard
Why
that?
is it segregated between white and yellow? What is that actually trying to show?
Penguin piss.
It's giving the different territories and things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Continent in the world. It contains around 90% of the world's ice, and thereby 70% of the world's fresh water, and is home to giant active volcanoes, enormous subglacial lakes, and rocks over 4 billion years old.
4 billion years old. Rocks.
Apparently.
Wrong.
It is one of the few places in the world that has never seen a war, where the environment is fully protected.
If you take a rock and you cut it in half and you count the rings, you can tell how old it is.
Yeah, each line represents 1 million years.
God.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's quite.
Saw something, this little fact thing come up and said, the sun is such and such an age, but water is even older. And I was like, how do you know any of that? Would you carbon date the water? What?
Well, if we had to explain it to you, we have to blow your brain up because you wouldn't be thinking anymore.
Oh my God.
But
You're
even
just
carbon
an idiot. If you don't understand, you're just retarded. It's like, make me understand it.
Yeah.
And science has priority. The coast of Antarctica is dotted with research stations from over 40 different countries, and is home to an international community of scientists, some of whom are stationed on the continent all year round.
Speaking of that, I would love to find out who is stationed all year round there and try and get in contact with them. That would be awesome.
You'd have to pretend to be a glober, I'm sure.
Nah. You just have to be kind. Speak to them and just say, you just want to ask questions. You don't say what, if you're a flat earth or not.
Oh, that's why you're digging into the topic.
Remember, normal people aren't like anti-flat earthers. They don't give a shit if you're a flat earther or not. They just find it interesting.
That's the ones I watch, is these ones that are so vehemently hot, angry about it and want to really go. And there again, it makes me go, methinks the lady does protest too much.
Mm-hmm. But that's what I say, like with Duffy last night when he came on, it's like, you can see the hate he has for flat earthers. Like, what the hell? Show me where the flat earthers hurt you. You know what I mean? It's like he literally has a demonic hate for all flat earthers for some reason.
Well, he didn't start out that way, did he?
No. I'm all neutral. I don't have any side in this. And then literally 2 weeks later, oh, you flat earthers. No. You're just wrong. You're deceiving.
Yep.
I did everybody a favor.
He did everybody a favor?
I did everybody a favor. I ended flat. Oh, if I hear that one more time, I'm going to lose it.
I'm teaching you guys are going to thank me. I'm teaching you to fish. I'm your savior. All flat earthers are poor.
What is he fishing for? What is he teaching us to fish for, too, on top of that? I don't know.
Wow. When he said that, I was like, wow.
Well, didn't Christ say he'd make you fishers of men, right?
That's right. I was just going to say that. You're supposed to be a fisher of men. Follow me and be fishers of men. He's deceiving. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, and I mean, this not the final experiment is not so final even in his book because now he's planning another thing.
Well, it's not an experiment neither for that much. So.
No. It's quite crazy.
Antarctica is a vast expanse of ice, in some places 4 kilometers thick.
Wow.
The continent is divided in two by the Transantarctic Mountains. High up on the polar plateau of East Antarctica lies the South Pole, the goal of the majority of tourism and expeditions that happens in the continent. It is the location of a giant US science base.
Beautiful.
These are the
Ellsworth.
Ellsworth.
Be able to see the cellar, the South Celestial Pole from that location, according to the globe.
You should. So that's where Duffy needs to go next time, so he can go stand under the South Celestial Pole that he claims is there.
Wouldn't we have tons of pictures of that already if that was a real thing?
It's quite crazy. I must say, I'm loving the music. It reminds me of because I like watching ballet. Like you go watch Swan Lake or the Nutcracker or something. It reminds me of that. Nice and dramatic.
Mountains in West Antarctica, the highest mountain range in the whole continent. They consist of the northern Sentinel Range and the southern Heritage Range. The Heritage Range is home to numerous glaciers that flow down from the West Antarctic Plateau, one of which is called Union Glacier.
Hey,
there it is.
It is a large, heavily crevassed glacier, 86 kilometers long.
So it's a glacier, guys.
Yeah.
So
Glacier.
what's a glacier again? Ice.
Ice, baby.
Dum, 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 dum.
I hear you can leave
and 9
food
kilometers
for 6
wide.
months, and
Sorry?
it'll be you can leave food out for 6 months and it'll stay preserved.
Yeah, because it's frozen.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, the freezer is literally a hole. Like it's under the ice. The freezer that they use for their food and shit. On that other documentary I have, they show or this one, it might be this one, where they actually show they open up this hatch and they climb down. It goes down into the ice is where their freezer is.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Site of Union Glacier Camp. The camp is operated by Antarctic Logistics and Expeditions and is open for 3 months during the Antarctic summer. It is situated near Union Glacier Blue Ice Runway, a naturally occurring stretch of blue ice. ALE uses various types of aircraft to operate in Antarctica. A large Russian Ilyushin jet runs the...
Listen what they're saying, okay?
Uh-huh.
Listen what they're talking about. I don't think I saw them talk about the Iceland Air Boeing, just to let you know.
Yeah, that's the
Intercontinental flights from Chile and transports the majority of heavy cargo and passengers to the camp. A Basler BT-67 and 2 de Havilland Twin Otters are used to fly within Antarctica. Both of these aircraft are fitted with skis and can land almost anywhere. For 3 months...
That's it? No Boeing?
No, I see one.
They've only been using that for last year, though, apparently, or something.
No. They did the signage in 2021 already. So...
When's this made?
I don't know. Let's see. Does seem a few years ago, though.
Yeah, that might be the Swan Lake.
2013. 2013.
The music from Swan Lake, I think. They're all white.
Each year, Union Glacier Camp acts as a logistics hub for scientists, tourists, South Pole teams and climbers. And ALE provides support to both private expeditions and national Antarctic programs.
Yay!
Every year, movies are made, books written, and stories told of the expeditions that pass through the camp. This film is about the people who play a part in making that possible, but in particular, it is about the 10 people who make up the Union Glacier startup crew. The startup crew are a small team that land on the pristine glacier ahead of everybody else, and 1,000 kilometers from the nearest science base. It's their job to start setting up the runway and camp for the season ahead.
Climatic, isn't it? Yeah. He's looking for a 3/4 inch drive.
Where's that damn 5mm? Never find it.
Just those chainsaws.
My name is Nigel Blanchard.
Nigel
I'm from
Blanchard.
England, and I work at Union Glacier as a vehicle mechanic.
My name's Anne. I'm the UG chef. I'm from England, and this is the freezer.
My name is Monica. I'm from Canada, and I fly the Twin Otter.
I'm Mike from Canada, and I'm a aircraft maintenance engineer.
I don't see any snow in that picture. Go back.
No, not inside either. I mean, there's no snow on the floor.
Nope.
It's definitely melted by now because it's so warm in there. I mean, look at the guy. Why is he's in a t-shirt, you know?
Right?
Cotton.
Yeah.
I'm from the UK, and my job is a travel safety guide.
Hi, I'm Celine Nyan. I'm from Ireland, and my job here is as a comms operator.
They got a mic.
My name's
Oh,
Ian.
God.
I'm from North Yorkshire.
Ooh, look at that nice photo.
And that mountain's covered with snow.
My job here is water, electricity, and heating.
I am Boris Mikhailovich. I am from Chile, Punta Arenas, specific. My work here is operator, mainly working
Hold on a
in
minute,
Blue Ice
Flats.
runway.
My name's Alan Homer.
Did we see any of these characters in any of their videos? Did we find any of these people because they work there?
No witnesses.
Okay.
It's just no witnesses. That's what's weird too.
Yeah. Odd.
Boris.
I would have thought that TFE would have gone and interviewed some of these people.
Yeah.
You know, some of the workers there. It's like, I know how much years have you worked here, and how many times have you seen the 24-hour sun? Blah 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 blah.
It's almost as if ALE doesn't even want to be associated with this thing.
It's weird, eh?
Remember when they said the pictures of the mountain didn't change because there wasn't really snow building up on it? That's always like that. That's why there wasn't any difference.
Yeah, and what we see
Remember
here.
that? Yeah. Look at the mountain right there.
Quite crazy.
I'm from Yorkshire in the UK, and my job is mechanical services manager.
And I'm Alex, and I'm a co-pilot on the Twin Otter with Ken Borg here.
My name's Charles, and I just shovel snow.
Oh, now I'm thinking of the soccer. The cup. Heineken. You wait for cup, guys.
That's huge. And that mountain's covered with snow top to bottom right there, isn't it?
That's also something I didn't
right.
see. Look how the mountains are covering. I mean, the clouds are covering the mountains. Okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see that by
Because
us
it's the
quite a
highest
lot.
place.
I see that happen by us quite a lot here because we covered in mountains as well. I didn't see that happen by them at all.
You're right.
They should
That's
add that
right.
to the studio work later.
Yeah, they'll need
Duffy,
to
if
add
you're
that.
watching, you need to throw those clouds on the
That
mountains.
should be your next 360 footage, man. The clouds wrapping over the mountain.
The same thing happens over here.
It's
Cloud cover will touch the tips, the
Mhm.
mountains here. So
Yeah,
Oh,
it
we
happens
get that. We get
daily.
that all the time. We when I was you go up to Skyland, I worked up there on the top of the Blue Ridge Mountains, and you'd have people say, "Oh, look, the fog is coming in," and I'm like, "No, man, you're in a cloud." They're like,
You're in a
"What?"
cloud,
I'm like,
dude.
"Yeah, you're in a cloud right now. That's all. It's not
Uh-huh.
fog. It's a cloud, man."
Yeah, when I was a kid, we used to go to Boone and like Grandfather Mountain, and we'd walk right into clouds constantly.
Well, there's like this little hollow area, like right out in front of my house if I look toward the mountain. And that's a great place to pick up rainbows. You see rainbows there, but it's really cool because you see clouds settle down below the mountain. The mountain's sticking up, but beyond it, you can see it. And just that little low area is full of cloud. It's really cool.
Yeah. Hey, did you notice the color of the blue? I think it's a couple of frames before that because it's daytime there.
See?
I don't know if you see that.
There we
Look,
go.
okay,
That one.
look at that. That looks different because it looks like it's darker from the top and then moves into a lighter blue as it gets closer to the surface.
Yep.
Well, they're not quite at the solstice yet. That's when everything magically changes in the crap.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
And who
Yeah,
would
because
be cool enough to turn down an opportunity to huddle up in one of them little bubbles right there, freezing your dick off? You know, I can't imagine anybody not wanting to do that.
No, I'm telling you, Saab, if I get a chance, I might do it next year for sure.
Better you than me, brother. I'm already over winter now, and it's not even done yet. You know.
Oh yeah, I got a half foot of snow on the ground still. It's ugly.
Well, I'm looking at 46 degrees. Like, hey, we finally got a warm day today. Nice.
Nice.
Yep. Same here.
Dogs are happier, I can tell you that.
Dude, that looks beautiful. That doesn't even look real. I love it. It's cool.
That, you see, look at the difference. That to me looks. Mwah.
Yeah,
No wonder
that's
they
beautiful.
called it the ends of the earth when Clark and
Yeah.
went down there. Yeah.
That's what Enoch saw.
Ooh.
The staff members change every season, so it's not always the same people who are flying in early.
Oh, that's why.
This year, in addition to the 10 staff, a 2-man expedition team headed to the South Pole has already passed through the camp, leaving their expedition manager and filmmaker behind to get the first Ilyushin flight back to Chile.
Was it Jonathan?
Look at that weather. I mean, does that look like anything like what they had?
Nope. How do you get sun on those solar panels? That's my question.
Yeah, right.
The weather is supposed to.
They got special ones like Mr. Who's it? Professor Phil Bell, where he's able to pick up moonlight.
He's got moonlight panels. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Moonlight has been asking him this for years now. Can he prove the data where he says he gets electricity from the moon with his solar panels?
He's never provided it, I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah. The same guy that says who calculated how fast the pumice stone sinks in water.
I remember
Says
that.
solar panels gets electricity from the moon.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
He never comes over at FED anymore, ever. All those clowns don't, dude. But now we're getting Zanuck and...
Oh, no. Is he back?
Yeah, he's back.
Oh, no.
He gets booted, though. As soon as he opens his freaking mouth, it's like automatically they mute him. Like,
Zanuck is one of the guys. Him and Kosho is like
Kosho's
really a waste of time.
Yeah. Well, they got a belief to protect, you know.
Uh-huh.
To clear up in the next couple of days, so until then, we've offered to help out with setting up the rest of the camp. The blue ice runway is where the Aleutian lands and takes off. It's 100 meters wide and 3,000 meters long, and the whole of Union Glacier Camp exists because of this runway. It's a rare section of ice that doesn't accumulate new layers of snow each year, and as a result can take aircraft with much heavier loads. The whole stretch of ice has to be cleared of snow before the Aleutian can land. ALE have a large pair of industrial snowblowers, but with strong winds blowing loose snow down from the mountains almost every day.
that snow that they
It's a
don't get.
difficult job.
Did you hear that? Let's just quickly rewind. Quickly listen to what they say about the strong winds.
ALE have a large pair of industrial snowblowers, but with strong winds blowing loose snow down from the mountains almost every day.
Almost every day.
So it snows almost every day. Yeah.
So why when they were there was no wind and never happening?
It was a miracle.
Because they were with a man of God.
Amen, brother. And please like and subscribe.
Job. The weather in Antarctica can change quickly and dramatically, and blizzards can cause whiteouts which smother the camp in almost zero visibility. These are four-season mountaineering.
I was going to say, but that doesn't happen when Duffy and them are there.
Uh-oh.
No, they get 4 days of perfect weather, no wind, no clouds.
Like they made the days for themselves. And it's
3 days. They went back early, remember?
Oh yeah. That 18th day doesn't, or the 18th doesn't exist.
No. Went right from the 17th to the 19th.
It's a new unlucky number.
It's like leap year, but backwards.
Which are used by the staff. These double-walled clam tents are used for clients and guests. This is the startup tent, which has stayed on the ice all winter. It's heated by a stove, and all the meals for the startup crew are served here. This is one of several vehicles which stays on the glacier all year round. These are 4 skidoos. This is the Twin Otter, the plane that flew the first staff members onto the ice. It has a crew of 3 and is operated by Ken Borick Air. These are washing lines for drying clothes. These are drums of aviation.
Thinking about drying clothes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Have you
That's going to be hard.
tried to dry clothes in ice?
My question is, why do they even have them? And if they did, why would they be inside a tent? That would be my question.
Fuel, which nearly everything in the camp runs on. This is the comms box, the communications hub of the camp. It's situated next to a large radio mast to improve signal.
Hold on.
These are the toilets.
That looked like the container they were in, didn't it? The comm box. That looks like what they had, wasn't it?
Almost.
Yeah.
But I want to point to that. The communications mast. Why do they need that if they have satellites again?
Well, all the snow prevents the satellites from penetrating the ground or the atmosphere. Yeah.
Okay.
You got refracted gravillax affects the radio signal in Antarctica because of magnetic declinations and stuff. Yeah, that's it.
Oh. Yeah. They have that problem in the north all the
next
time
to a
too,
large
don't
radio mast to improve signal. These are the toilets. They're separate ones for men and women and aren't particularly warm at all.
They have separate toilets?
Or within
Jeez.
walking distance, but in bad weather, it's often easier to use a skidoo to get around.
That also doesn't sound like where they were walking.
Nope. They had
Let's
that
listen to that
crunching.
again. Listen to how this now sounds, and then let's listen to this now.
Do to get around.
Okay,
I've
let's see
heard
if we
that
can
sound. I've heard that sound before.
Yeah, but I want to quickly get their sound of them walking.
It sounded like they tried to mimic it the best they could, though, didn't they?
I used to like watching these films of them doing radio shows. And you see the sound effects guy. He's got like all this shit over there. He's got like these shoes he puts in his hand and a little box of gravel so he can simulate somebody walking across the parking lot or some shit. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff that they use.
Now I want to ask you a question right quick. See that sun there? See how large that is?
Where? On the top?
Behind the, yeah.
Mhm.
We didn't see anything like that at all. That's pretty close to the solstice too. So, wouldn't we have seen something similar to that?
Flaps.
Yeah.
Can I post your email in chat?
My email.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
For Cindy.
Yeah, because it's actually pinned on the top as well. Yeah, Cindy, you can definitely come in, man. Cindy, just email me, flatzoid@gmail.com, and then I'll send you the link to come in. Unfortunately, we have to do it this way because people can't behave themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And
They
they're
bomb
perverted.
the hell out of me. It's sad that we have to do this, though. So thank the anti-flat earthers that can't behave themselves.
I'm back, guys. My stupid dog's escaped, and I have electric fence.
Oh no!
Well, don't
You got him back, right?
No,
You
they'll
got
come
him
back.
Mm.
They're going on an adventure,
Yeah.
and so
The fox and the hound.
these two
Huh?
will always. Yeah, they'll go on an adventure and come back. But I got a solar powered, electric line, and I don't think it's full of charging yet. So.
You mean the moonlight didn't work? Damn it.
I know. Yeah. So that's why I left out.
Yeah. Okay.
Come back.
Just let's try and listen to how the sound was with Raccoon walking on the snow, and then we replay it back to Union Glacier. Okay, that's what we listened to him. Let's go back to this one. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Go back to McToon. No. That sounds different to me. I don't know about you, but that
Was
sounds
he chewing on food or something?
Well, they did their best. It sounded a little more high pitched of a crunch.
It was weird.
Should have just walked on the snow if they were there.
Antarctica may hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded. But right now it's approaching the Antarctic summer, so the climate is comparatively mild. Sometimes when the skies are clear and the wind dies down, you can get away with being outside in just a couple of thin layers.
You can get outside with just a couple of thin layers. Not a t-shirt.
Or no shirt. How about that much?
Staff call this a dingle day.
A dingle day. Is it a dingle few days or a dingle day?
Good question.
I'm sure they called it a dingle day, correct? So in other words, the TFE crew had dingle days 3 times in a row.
At least.
That's weird. That's like the first time in history, probably.
Look at that.
But this season, winter temperatures are lingering, and working outside can still be a challenge. Right now, the temperature is minus 25 degrees Celsius.
That is quite cold. That's hectic.
A lovely day sitting on the porch, enjoying the weather and the beautiful view. That's my favorite. Yeah, the weather is definitely spot on here. That's what draws us.
Well, it doesn't really affect me because I have a nice warm cab to drive around in. All I have to do is turn the heat up a little bit. It seems to affect everybody else with the hats on and coats. Oh, it looks very cold out there.
It's about minus 25 degrees centigrade at the moment. The wind is blowing probably 20-25 knots. It could be about minus 40 wind chill.
He said minus 25.
Definitely want something on the end of these to keep them warm.
Minus 25 degrees Celsius, yeah.
That's cold.
So it was minus 13 degrees Fahrenheit, as they said they are.
Let's get naked.
It takes a couple days to get used to it after having a summer back in Canada, but a couple days and it feels like normal.
Not too bad. From the north, I'm all right.
You almost
not
like
too
Duffy
bad.
for
I
a second.
You've got loads of gear on, so just wrap up warm.
When you can go inside, it's great.
I have 4 layers on top, 2 layers on the bottom.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 on my laptop and 2 on my legs.
Oh, in my head I have my toque. Yeah, my toque and my hood.
Balaclava, woolly hat, hood, goggles.
Pull it down over your face and give your face some sort of protection against wind, which is really important on your cheeks and nose. And then put a hat on top, which keeps your head warm.
One thing I want to ask though, Les, did you hear anybody talking about a midnight sun at all in this
Nope,
video?
not yet.
Okay.
It would be interesting if they say we have to get ready for when there's a 24-hour sun.
Yeah.
Odd.
What's all that white shit they're kicking away from in front of the door there? How'd that get
Icing sugar. They missed icing sugar, man, because it doesn't snow there, remember?
That's right. Not for 100 years anyway.
Where did Jerry get that quote from?
ChatGPT, because he believes anything the globe says.
He's as bad as Luca.
Yeah.
Most of the staff have boots rated for use in temperatures as low as minus 100 degrees Celsius.
Wow.
Despite their warmth, they still need regular drying out in front of the stove to stop sweat freezing to the boot's insulation layers.
Well, that would happen to the batteries too.
Wait. And yet they use those shoes to insulate batteries.
Yeah. That's why I called bullshit on that the first time I heard it.
Weird.
Or just stupid.
Hey, did you guys hear that the tour guide that was taking? I think it was on Jaren's. I wasn't sure. He said make sure you have a plastic bottle with you just in case. You don't want to be out in the dark trying to find the restroom, or you have to have a plastic bottle with you. Do you remember that? I think that's what he said. Because it gets dark. That's a quote. That's a direct quote.
And that was when they were there. And that was while they were
That's
there.
right.
And that is interesting because
there.
even Jaren said it goes dark for about 2 hours when it goes behind that mountain.
Correct.
Strange, huh?
And then we had McKeegan telling me that they recorded it going behind the mountain, no, above the mountain.
But we're the crazy ones. We're the crazy ones. We don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't do research, man. We just dumb flat earthers. We just have to accept anything anybody says, especially if they're saying it's okay to deceive and lie. Yeah.
Well, it must be because he's doing it now, I'm thinking.
Hey, Cindy. Okay, let me quickly give Cindy the link. I'll have to add on to the email list. Email list is getting nice and long now.
That's good.
Mm.
Flat Earth is dying, though.
There's the freezer.
This is the freezer. It's a
It's a
shipping
hole.
container that has been sunk into the ice and is accessible by a makeshift shaft. It contains all of the frozen food that has been left in storage whilst the camp is closed during the winter. The startup crew bring a few supplies with them from Chile, but the majority of food stocks will arrive with the first Aleutian flight. So until then, Ant has to work with whatever he can find here.
Good old beef fillet.
Beef fillet.
Nice.
Probably the biggest thing of my
Beef
job.
fillet, yeah.
Nice.
It looks yummy.
Yeah. Making me hungry.
Can't be eating plants and veg down there. You need some meat in you.
Yes, I think the vegans will struggle a bit down there, unfortunately.
So that's why Eric didn't go.
That's why I eat plant-based meat. The cow ate the plant, and I eat the cow.
Hey, Cindy. How's it going?
Hold on, I think I don't want to cause an echo. Can you hear me?
You sound
Yeah,
fine.
perfect.
Yeah, you could.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Hello.
Well, there she is.
Oh, no. I haven't had a shower today.
That's fine. Neither have I promise.
So real quick, you guys know I was on Vika's show when they were traveling.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And Dave Weiss came on and basically attacked me
For what?
for I think I was one of the first people to bring up the questions. Like, I didn't believe they were where they said they were going.
Mm-hmm.
Weren't some of you on that panel?
Yeah. That's why I say I remember you. Yeah. Dave Weiss, wasn't he really impressed with you? But
No,
it's sad because
he said that.
But it's sad because he plays both sides of the argument. No, they did fake. No, they didn't fake. These guys telling the truth. No, they're not telling the truth. So I don't think Dave Weiss is the guy to anybody to take serious on anything he says.
Not anymore, for sure.
Well, that was the last thing that I did, and I said I would never do another show because I didn't realize what was going on at the time. So obviously, a lot has happened since that day and since that live show, and now I'm among friends and I feel safe. Well, I did not feel safe that night, the way that he was treating me, and the guys were all like, yeah, they were just supporting Dave, and I was like, what's wrong with you people?
They get starstruck, is what it
Yeah.
is. Oh, it's Dave Weiss, or oh, it's Mark Sargent and shit. And I'm like, it's just another swinging dick on YouTube. What the fuck are you freaking out about?
Yeah.
Well,
and they do, and I'm not one of those people who's looking for fame. I was a NASA employee who found flat Earth, and for me, it's been a real journey, and it's not about fame or money. I've never had anybody give me 1 penny for any of my interviews.
So how many times have you been called a liar, Cindy?
Oh gosh, well, so I also have a Facebook, and I'm not accepting new friends because of all the trolls, because of the hate.
That's quite sad though, because you get a lot of bigots. People, I don't know, people find it really like they need to go and just insult for some reason for a person they don't agree with.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's just a way to make us look bad, So anyway,
your
so I'm
feet
not
off.
accepting new friends.
Yep. Dust your feet off, and
Yeah.
you got new
just-
friends now.
Yeah. Well, I'm really proud of you guys, what you're doing. I've been following as much as I can. I'm a single mom, and I have 3 kiddos here, and 2 of my children were born with Down syndrome, so I stay super, super busy. But I don't know if a lot of people know who I am anymore because I stopped doing interviews.
Yeah, you haven't been online for a long time, actually, in a while.
Yeah. I don't have anything on my personal YouTube. I don't have any content. I've only done interviews for other people. And, the truth is I told my story and my experience, and I didn't feel like I needed to continue, but I'm asked all the time to be on shows and do interviews, and I don't know. I guess people are still interested.
Yeah, I think what they find it intriguing to know someone who used to work for NASA is able to come to the truth and understand. I mean, it's the same with I don't know if you know Jesus Freak Computer Geek.
Yeah, David.
Yeah, exactly the same. You know what I mean?
He's a friend of
And the thing is, they even attack him a lot.
So the problem is in flat Earth, it's being pushed a lot. They're all demonic down at NASA. They're all deceiving everybody. That's just not the case, is it?
No, I was friends with my ex-coworkers for a very long time. When I went public on my Facebook as a flat earther, most of them blocked me, and I don't blame them, I guess. So it's been a tough road. I'm still friends with a lot of people I worked with in the Air Force. I was Air Force Civil Service for 9 years. So my F-35 commander, who flew the F-35 and other jets and planes, he publicly came onto my Facebook and said, you need to stop because you're going to lose all your friends, all your ex-coworkers. And I said, this is from God. This is not my thing. This isn't about me. If I stop, then then I have to face the consequences from God, my creator.
Mhm.
So I said no. So I told him no, and he's still my friend.
But yeah, that's interesting. So when you were flying, I'm sure everybody's asked you that. Did you detect any curve?
So I never flew with these guys. I worked in the office, but I did say to him, if you've flown the F-35, you've clearly seen that there's no curvature. You've clearly seen the Earth from, extreme heights. And he denied it. He said, no, there's curve. And he started telling me about his astronaut friends. And I said, they're not in space. And it's just, I think he's lying for the sake of he has to lie. He's in deep. Well, he's actually retired now, but
yeah, especially if he's got astronaut friends, as he puts it, he doesn't want to feel like he's been betraying them or anything. So it's understandable.
right. It's a weird road, and me not doing interviews anymore. Like I said, I've given my story, and I've lost a lot of friends and family because I've gone public. I believe in the biblical creation, not science.
Amen.
Not the science.
Yeah,
they
the
teach us.
pseudoscience that teaches. Exactly.
Yes.
But I applaud you because you're very brave. A lot of people won't do that because they don't want to be shunned.
Yeah, I don't care. I literally don't care about likes and friends, and I'm just a mom, and I had a great career for 15 years, and I loved every minute of it. But so I'm not a follower. I've never been a follower. I'm very independent, and I just do my thing. And so if I lose people, I do. If I lose them, I do. And it is unfortunate. And I think in the beginning, I was sort of devastated. But over the years, I figured it out. I started to learn who I was as a person and what really mattered. And it just didn't matter. Like I just was like, you know what? That's okay.
Yeah,
I know God's truth, and that's more
exactly.
important.
It's got to do with God. At the end of the day, if God is for you, who can be against you? I 100% agree.
Yeah, exactly. Carl's my buddy. Carl Taylor, he's so awesome. So I do have some Facebook friends in your
me.
chat here.
Me. Yeah.
And you? I was trying to figure out
And
who
Michael
you are.
Kahn.
Michael. So I have so many friends, and I don't know.
I would
you'll have to.
I would Facebook friend
Go
you, but
ahead.
I don't have Facebook, so.
Okay. And I don't answer to the new requests. So unless somebody sends me a message and says, "Hey, I'm not a troll," otherwise I don't add new people. I have almost 900 friend requests right now waiting.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. You're welcome, Carl.
But yeah, you're always welcome. Must I put you on the email list so if you ever want the link to come in?
Okay. Well, I haven't showered today. That's why I didn't want you guys to see me. I've got my hair pulled up, my glasses on, and I've been cleaning and being a mama. So you don't want to see me right now.
That's a full-time job on its own. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. So I don't know if anybody here wants to hear my story, just a quick overview, or if you just
I'm
wanna...
up for it if anybody else is fine.
I haven't heard it before.
Okay. So I'll try and start from like the NASA days. I was a college student, and I worked for the Air Force as a janitor. And I actually did this interview with Jaron, which I can't believe that I did this with Jaron, and now he's turned on us. But I did this same interview with Jaron back in 2016. And a lot of the trolls were like, oh, she was a janitor. She was nobody. I was a janitor, but I was a college student, and I was a mom of one child at the time. So yeah, that's how I got my foot in the door. So this was 1996, and I was hired on as an entry-level IT support person. They trained me and taught me so much. It was a blast. The NASA facility was located at Edwards Air Force Base, which is in California. And that's why I was also a janitor before I worked for NASA. Edwards Air Force Base has Dryden Flight Research Center, which isn't the same name. They changed the name of the NASA facility since I left, but I don't remember what they changed it to. So, so I started working there in 1996. I was 26 years old, and I'm 55 right now, just so you can kind of gauge where I'm at. I had no idea what truth was then. I was just a regular person. So when I was there for about 2 years, I was coming out of my office, and the photography lab was right next to my office. I'm so sorry. Let me snooze this. I'm sorry. I was coming out of my office at the same time. Two of the guys from the photo lab came out, and they were kind of like the hippie looking guys. They were unique, you know, not really the most loved. And they were walking in front of me and saying they couldn't believe anyone believed in the fake moon landings. And, you know, this was back in 1990, 98 probably. And I was like, oh my goodness, what? Like, I thought they were crazy. So, so I just ignored it, and I just thought, yeah, they're weirdos, and didn't really think much of it. And then fast forward, so that was my NASA days, and during the 4 years I was there, that was pretty much the only thing that I could look back on and say, oh, okay, there was a clue. Fast forward, I left NASA in 2000. I went to work for the Air Force side as a civil service employee, where I worked 5 years just for the 412th Test Wing ENT. It's just a section, a branch of the Air Force. And nothing really happened during that time. And I ended up leaving and going to work for Lockheed Martin, which was in Palmdale, California. So Palmdale was maybe an hour from Edwards. And one of my engineers, so this was on the F-117 program. So that jet was retired, and they just recently brought it out of retirement. One of my engineers was a flat earther, and I've never said his name ever because I just wanted to keep his privacy. And, you know, he says, you know, the earth is flat. And immediately I pictured the floating earth with the water coming off the sides. And I just was like, wow, that poor guy. Just, I thought it was strange that this brilliant engineer on this jet program thought the earth was flat. And so I just ignored it and just did my own thing. I didn't look into it. And so that was in, it would have been 2006. So I didn't really find a lot of truth until about 2009, when my oldest son started telling me, Mom, the things that you think are real are not. And by this time, I was back with the Air Force. I had left Lockheed. I had gone to Raytheon down in Goleta, which is down by the beach in California. And I had gone through a divorce. So I went back to the Air Force at Edwards, and just doing my thing, working, being a mom, taking care of business. And my oldest son says, Mom, things aren't what you think. And he didn't give me a lot of details. So you know, I'm pretty smart. And so I was like, well, I'll just start, you know, looking around and doing some research on my own. And this was when Hugo Chavez came out publicly and said the United States has an earthquake weapon, and that they basically destroyed Haiti. And I was like, why would this man, who's president of, you know, it just seemed strange to me that this man who's so public would come out and say the United States has an earthquake weapon. And so I started researching, does the US have an earthquake weapon? And sure enough, that's when I stumbled upon HAARP, which is HAARP. And I stumbled onto a lot of different things at that time. And at that same time, Netflix had a documentary about the fake moon landings. So, of course, I watched it and I was like, oh, wow, we did not go to the moon. You can clearly see that's fake. It was obvious. But I hadn't ever looked at it. That was something that I just assumed was true. And so I started putting pieces together. And for about maybe, 3 months, I'm just researching. And so I found HARP and I found chemtrails. I found 9/11 inside job. And I was an Air Force employee at the time. So it was a little strange. It was a little awkward. And I told my son, I said, we didn't go to the moon. That was fake. And he said, I know. I was like, oh, okay. You already know that. And so that was in 2009. And that started my journey into a lot of things. By that time, I had had my fourth child. And so I was still fairly young. And I had two biological children born with Down syndrome. So I started looking at the environment at Edwards Air Force Base, which is toxic. And I started looking into vaccines and flu shots. And so I stopped. Nobody ever got a vaccine after that. We never did flu shots. But so all of those, when you combine them and you just realize everybody's lying to us, it's all fake. It's just so bad. And so that was basically the beginning of my journey in 2009. And I continued working for the Air Force until 2011. And then I left again and went to work for Lockheed Martin in Fort Worth, White Settlement, Texas. And when I was there, I think it might have been obvious from my Facebook who I was. Wasn't Flat Earth yet, but I was obviously one of the awake people. And they did like a massive layoff. And they laid off 2,000 employees, and I was one of them. So that was kind of it for me. That was, in total 15 years. And I ended up leaving and moved to Arizona. And that's where I found organic food. And I stopped eating junk and I started being super healthy. And I've always worked out, but I got super healthy and it changed my brain. I got rid of cable TV. That changed my brain. And I just started praying and I was like, God, I just want some more wisdom. I want more wisdom. And I was waking up to the 501c3 church thing. So I haven't been to church since 2014. So in 2016, when I prayed that prayer, 3 days later, God showed me a video called 75 Biblical Proofs of Flat Earth. And I watched it and I was in amazement and I started putting pieces together. But what really got me was I was reading through the comments and he had changed his mind. The guy, I don't remember his name, the guy who did that video or those videos, he had a whole slew of them. He said, I don't believe in Flat Earth anymore. And I was like, why would he say that? Why would he change his mind? And that's what really got my attention, was because kind of like Jaren, only, kinder, this guy flip-flopped on it. And so it was because of that video that I started to research, and it was pretty quick that I knew something was wrong. And my journey was about 6 months before I went public. And then I found Flat Earth groups on Facebook. I said, yeah, I used to work for NASA. And they were like, oh, sure. And I was like, why would I say I worked for NASA? They're the bad guys. They're like, did you really work for NASA? I said, yeah, I worked for NASA for almost 4 years. And that's what started this whole public thing, because I didn't intend to be this public figure in the Flat Earth community. And so since 2016, I've been one of 3 ex-NASA employees who have come out publicly for flat Earth.
And that's amazing because there's a lot more I think are going to come out eventually as well. I think
I have a friend I worked with that she'll always remain anonymous because she doesn't want anyone to know, but she did reach out to me and let me know.
yeah, and I respect that because a lot of, I mean, I think the stigma behind it as well is a bit worse for the ex-NASA employees, especially because people kind of expect you guys to just believe space to be real and everything that the government says just to be real. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And the majority of my friends were my Facebook friends at that time. And most of them blocked me, especially the NASA folks. I am still friends probably with about 15 people that I worked with over that 15-year period. And they just accept it, which is kind. You know, I'm thankful that they just accept that's who I am. And I don't know. It's a journey for sure. But I don't have any regrets coming out and sharing that it's God's earth. He created it, and the biblical truth is more important than anything else.
Amen. No, I agree.
Amen.
And that's I commend you for everything, and it's an awesome testimony you're giving. And by the way,
Thank
everybody's saying this well. You don't look 55. Looks much younger.
No.
Oh, I probably look about 45. I told you I've been working out and eating organic, and I also do organic juicing. And so, yeah, I've maintained my youthful appearance, which right now I don't actually look youthful. I don't know if they're talking about that brief second that you saw my face.
No, it does help. Diet and just looking after yourself helps so much. I've seen a big difference with myself, even since I've been started eating right and just exercising and stuff. It's a huge difference.
And as well, if you are in
Hold
peace,
on.
that helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
My Windows is trying to update.
Oh,
Growing your own food, raising my own pigs. I eat my own meat. That's the way to go.
Charles, I'm starting to get a headache watching Duffy upside down all this time.
I'm sorry. I tried to change it, but it's just I can't do it. I'm so sorry.
No,
it's hard to
just
take me
joking.
seriously, isn't it?
No, I'm just joking with you.
What's your thoughts of this Duffy character, Cindy?
Oh my gosh. I can't watch him. I can't listen to him.
It's
He bothers me.
He came.
Yeah, his face, his voice, everything.
Came on here last
Come on
night.
here last night.
What's
He
that?
came here last night. I'll release that video soon. He came on here last night.
You had Duffy on your show?
Last night again, yeah.
Oh gosh. I'm so sorry.
It's
No, we had
okay.
really good fun, to be honest.
It weren't planned, was it? It just popped up in chat, making his mouth, and Flat says, "Why don't you just come on, Duffy?" And he came on.
Yeah, because he came on trying to say I was lying. It's like, why am I not a Glober? I said I'm going to be a Glober. I'm like, no, I didn't. Then he played the clip. I said, but that's not what I said. And then it just went on there. And then the guy just found himself getting caught in a whole bunch of lies constantly. And then ended up.
So he is what I would call a narcissistic psychopath. My
That's what I said
personal opinion,
yesterday.
based on a little bit.
I agree.
Yeah, he has no moral compass. I don't believe that he's a real pastor in any sense. And he doesn't, it doesn't bother him to lie or deceive, as we've seen. He put that out publicly.
Yeah.
So when he tries to, portray someone in a bad light, he's probably, gone through and taken video and audio and changed some things to make it look like what it isn't, manipulated, whatever he's got out there, which is what they're doing to all these videos. And I think it's interesting that every time you play a video from them, it's changed. And nobody's accounting for that. And
they
I mean, you guys
they
are.
change a lot of things. As soon as they get caught on something, they change it. And then they act like it's never been there.
So
And so hopefully people have kept the original.
We have access
right?
to pretty good technology. I just wondered what type of technology NASA has access, which we can see, and they created those CGI films and the pictures and so on.
It's pretty poor though. NASA's fakery is pretty awful.
Yeah, you would think with all the FX studios they got, they can do a better job.
Just laziness, I think, from their end, because we have seen previously a picture of the Earth, and they just copy paste clouds, and people pick it up. So it's the same pattern.
Because so the majority of people are asleep. So think about before you found flat Earth, would you have looked at the clouds in detail?
course not.
Probably not. I didn't. And so it's easy to manipulate like 95% of the population of the world because nobody's going to look. And even if they look, they'll be like, oh, explain it away. And I am now a very critical thinker in the past 10 years, 10 plus years. And so I catch things and people are like, wow, how did you even notice that? Well, because now I critically look at things and I have a critical mind.
That's so
A
true.
question to you.
Hey, have you noticed?
Do you watch the films, for example, now, when you watch any film from Hollywood and you look into their agenda, you just analyze film? I really can't enjoy any more films because I'm analyzing what they are putting on screen and what's the agenda behind it. Do you have the same?
I do. So I watch things more now to figure out what their plans are. And, they're always putting stuff in Hollywood movies or even just TV shows or commercials. So, yeah, I can't even watch anything like I used to.
When you're awake, of
Go ahead, Charles.
like
Go ahead.
when you're awake of what's going on around you, you look at everything differently. Have you noticed that? Like I would drive my family crazy. Guys, look at the clouds. Those aren't clouds. Those are chemtrails, man. Check that out. And then, like everything was like, I was always looking at the sky. Now I'm just more aware. And then sure enough, on commercials, you start seeing those trails on commercials now. They're already subliminally trying to say that's just normal,
Dude,
So
they have spent billions of dollars going back into old films and putting the chemtrail what they're called homocumulus, which means made cloud,
Yes.
and they're putting them into older movies from before they had chemtrails, so that they look like they're normal.
So if you have a DVD or a VHS copy, I already did this with what's that kid show with oh gosh. I'm not going to think of the name, but one of the kids shows, and they changed the digital online version where they put Lilo and Stitch. They put her in a pizza box. I'm sorry. She goes and hides in the dryer, and the online one, they changed it to a pizza box. But I have the original copy, and I
Dryer,
played
yeah.
it, and I was like, nope, it was a dryer.
I remember that as well. Yeah.
And so yeah.
They
it's like
change a lot.
Hey, Cindy, once you realize that, hey, wait a minute, the Bible's true. When you reread the Genesis and the creation, I was telling these guys, it was like a revelation, man. It made sense, and it was, like God was speaking to me. And so now I'm just like more closer, and the Genesis makes sense now, and it was a very
All of
powerful
it
moment.
Flat Earth has sense. Many funny hats. They're not God's chosen people. Make sense. Everything makes sense.
I had to redo so I got saved when I was 25. I started going to church then. Fast forward to there you found it. Fast forward to when I found Flat Earth, I stopped going to church and I started reading the Bible on my own. And they've been putting junk in our churches. Terrible. You see it. Yeah. You see, churches have watered down and sugar-coated sermons to give you just the bare minimum. So most people don't know what the Bible says because they just assume that these pastors are teaching the whole truth, and they're not. And so I stopped going to church and I read my Bible. I listen to my Bible every single day. And I have learned more on my own since 2014 than I ever did in the 20 years prior. So, yeah. So the Bible makes sense. The whole
Yeah,
Bible
but you
does.
see, I think that's the issue with a lot of Christians today. They don't read the Bible for themselves, which is an unfortunate thing. And the churches themselves don't teach the people to read the Bibles. They just say, okay, just bring your Bible to church. Just listen to what I say on my sermon. Don't double check what I say. And then just accept it. Then next Sunday, come and do it again. I think it's important for churches actually to teach the people, go home and read your Bible. Have quiet time. Actually spend time with God.
That's why I pastor a small little ecclesia from my home. I want to get back to the way the Acts church, the first churches really did run.
Yeah.
And, just growing in relationship together, breaking bread. It's been heavy on my wife's and I's heart. And so we've been doing it. It's been really awesome. But you're right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What it is the pastors, they fear people more than they fear God.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're a person pleaser, you please people, and you're not willing to stand up the truth because, I'm not going to say this because that's uncomfortable. Let me just stick with this.
That's exactly right. Also, if they have the 501c3 tax exemption, so this is a big deal.
Yep.
You would have to abide by your government's mandates, whatever they are. I don't have a church, so I don't know what they tell the churches you can and can't do. But once you're under that that tax exemption, you pretty much have to follow. These are the things that you're allowed to do in your church,
They
right?
included church
During
in the
COVID,
Luciferian
they closed
system,
down.
which is not sovereign. It's
That's right.
Luciferian. It's related to maritime law. All these codes and so on, it's not law. It's just rules,
That's right.
guidances and policies, but not law.
The government has hijacked God's earth. So the majority of the wide open spaces that they don't let us go to, where they corral us into these cities, that's God's earth. And the government has basically taken over and, government property, federal property.
They're government approved family fun zones. They turn them into national parks.
Yeah.
And it's like I live right next to the Shenandoah National Park, and you've got the Death Valley National Park, and you've got Redwood National Park. And if you start looking into it, what do these national parks all have in common? They're a mother lode of natural resources.
Yep.
So they're actually collateral on our debt from the bankruptcy of 1933.
Right.
So they tell them,
Oh, yeah.
you can go there, and as long as you're having fun the correct way, a government approved way of having fun, then you can, go there and you can camp, but you have to follow all these unreasonable restrictions, all this other nonsense.
And you have to pay for it.
Yes. When in
Government
fact,
Corporation of
when
1871.
When Hoover and Roosevelt had their shovel-ready jobs and shit, and they're building what they have at the Civilian Conservation Corps up here, building the Skyline Drive.
Government is on
What state are you in?
Virginia. Yeah, and the people that lived up there, they just said they did just like they're doing to the people in Lahaina, just like they're doing to the people in California. It's like, you can't live here no more. Here, we got a little cheap cracker box place for you to live in down here in the valley. And these people are like, but wait, that's my land. That's where I live. That's where I farm. That's where what are you doing? And they tried to make these people out like they were so stupid they'd never seen civilization before or anything.
Yeah,
They even put
these
that forward
fires,
with a
they're
popular
gonna
TV
take.
show, The Beverly Hillbillies, making it sound like people in the hills are just the dumbest, ignorant, unaware of anything in the world,
Right.
Government is just forefront of the Luciferian system, because if you really get to the nitty-gritty and go to the Bibles, before King James, because King James was accepted and written by the Mason, and I can provide data for that, supporting my claim. A lot of things was changed. Like, for example, we should fight government, which was before in the Geneva Bible, for example, or Ethiopian Bible, or William Tyndale's Bible, or called as well Matthew's Bible. So they changed it.
I did that
Okay,
research
very good,
too.
very good.
I don't do one type or one version. I read many
Yeah.
versions, and I typically, if I'm not sure about something, I'll go back to the original writer, original language, because all the versions have some
Yes, but
differences.
what I can tell you, whatever
And
is after 1611, don't read it. It's no point, because they are mainly very aligned. They might have some bits and pieces from the old original Bibles, but it's only bits and pieces. It'll be still misleading you other things. On some they'll be right, on some not. On some not. So the best way is just go to any Bible before 1611.
and the Holy Spirit.
I was
And the
I
Holy
was
Spirit
actually
is your
laughing
guide.
with my wife last week when we were at church. Our pastor, because he had his farewell today. Well, anyway, last week he was preaching and he was literally talking about the old wineskins. And we just started laughing, and people looking like, "What's going on?" Yeah, because
Can
it's
you,
What was the
lady,
reference
can you
to
drop
it?
your email in the private chat? I would like to send you something.
Oh, my name is
Cindy,
Cindy.
nice to meet you.
Cindy.
yeah, with the wineskins, because today in the Bibles it's changed to bottles. It's no longer wineskins anymore.
What is so weird about it is that it
Oh.
has like supernaturally changed somehow, because in Bibles that people have had where it always said wineskins, go back and look, and now it's bottles.
But that's the funny thing. He read it as wineskins.
Wow.
And then when we went to look, it's like, no, it's just bottles.
What version did you look at?
He
Doesn't
used
matter anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't actually matter. Even the King James
Oh,
has
really?
changed. Even the Afrikaans has changed.
Isaiah 11:6. You got Moses is now bringing tables of stone down from the mountain. It's got in there, it says, where thou shalt have no other gods, for God's name is jealous, and he is a jealous God. And it's like, what?
No.
Is this a hard copy or an
copy.
online copy?
Hard copies.
Oh,
I guarantee yours says it too.
Well, I have like 20
Yeah, me too.
Bibles.
I've got
I
9
looked through
Bibles.
all of them.
And when
Pick
I
one.
first started looking into this Mandela effect stuff, and I started looking through all the translations, like, what? I've never read this way.
The wolf lying with the
Interesting.
lamb? What?
Well, that was real.
Well, it was lion.
So the reason
It was
why
always lion,
the
though.
lion
Cindy.
and lamb,
It was always a
it
lion.
wasn't.
It
So
was always a lion. Think
we
about all
think
the lion and
that it was
lamb.
lion and lamb because there's a ministry. Actually, I think there's more than one ministry, and their name is Lion
Yes.
and Lamb. And so I think it's confusing because way back when I went and I looked in all my Bibles, and it was the wolf.
That's
and
the point.
I
It has
forget what it was.
changed. You can go to old newspapers, right? Where there used to have a religious section. And there's pastors in there writing their articles, quoting the Bible, Isaiah 11:6, quoting that the lion lies with the lamb. We have not just lion and lamb ministries, hundreds and hundreds of them all around the world. There's artwork,
Yeah.
there's tombstones, there's stained glass windows, there's all kinds of iconic references to this. Isaiah 11:6 scripture right underneath of it. In all kinds of the church artwork and everything else.
Yeah, but I mean,
You don't ever see one depicting a wolf with a lamb. You
but
never
that's
see
the
that.
weird thing. They even show an old, I think it was a priest or something, who his gravestone was made as a lion and the lamb.
Mhm.
And it's what, like 600 years old or something?
Yeah.
500, 600 years old?
Yep. So
It's really
this is
weird.
the thing. There's some kind of a supernatural change has happened to paper and ink printed Bibles that people have. It's either supernatural or there's, like, as Brian Stabley called them, Mandela burglars that are secretly sneaking into people's houses and changing shit without them knowing it and replacing
So
it.
the problem with that is that God says that his word will never
Mhm.
change. And if we give man more authority than God, then now we have to question
Well,
way
let's take a
more.
look at something real quick.
Terms.
God's word is written on the heart and it can't be changed. What is written down in a
That's
book
true.
was written by men, manipulated as it says it's not supposed to, mistranslated many times as it said it's not supposed to, things taken out, things added. So is the Bible really the word of God, or is it someone else's interpretation of it? Because God's word is actually written on the heart. And no, that can't be changed. So what is that telling us about? I think it's like, be wary of scripture, have discernment to what's what, because let all liars be men.
Well,
Anybody could say, yes,
well,
God
all I can,
inspired me to write this, but what God and on your say so?
all
I
I
don't know.
can say is if you have the Holy Spirit, you're not going to be confused. That's it.
When the
Yeah.
Holy Spirit speaks to you and
Amen.
through you, he uses the scripture to speak to you. You know, like
Yes,
his word doesn't
exactly.
come, all scripture is inspired by God.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's my thought. Sorry, I
Amen.
kind of dropped off there for a second.
No stress.
I took
Um,
off upside down Duffy for you guys.
I see
Oh
that.
gosh, praise God.
Well, guys, unfortunately, we're going to have to end here. It was an awesome stream. Cindy, you're always welcome. I'm going to put you on the email list
Yeah,
and the link.
just quickly,
Okay.
Cindy,
Thank
do you
you.
speak to Dave Beverly much?
Yeah.
Ask him about
So he and I
ask him
are.
about what we've just
Go
been
ahead.
talking about, Bible changing.
So I did. I asked him because he said he was stationed at oh gosh, what's it called?
McMurdo.
He was
McMurdo?
stationed in
Yeah.
Antarctica.
Yeah, McMurdo, yeah.
Yeah.
McMurdo Station.
So I messaged him and I said, "Hey, what do you remember?" And he said he didn't remember either way. And I said, "Wouldn't you remember if you saw a 24-hour sun?" And he said, "I don't know." And I said, "Okay, well, you worked there." So anyway, he says he doesn't remember. So
Also, if next time you speak to him, ask him about Bible changes.
okay. No, he does believe in
Yeah.
Mandela.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. There's three of us. So David Beverly, myself, and then Tracy Moran. We're all three ex-NASA employees who are publicly flat Earth.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I really appreciate you guys.
Yep.
Thank you. You guys are awesome. Please keep doing this work. Don't give up and don't let Duffy win this.
There's nothing for
this
him to
life.
win. He's
He
lost.
was defeated.
Yeah.
He has been defeated.
I mean, like when
Amen.
you mentioned like when you looked at moon landing after you'd heard about it, and you were like, "Yeah, it's clearly not real." It's exactly the same looking at this TFE footage. It's clearly not real. Like if you went on holiday, Cindy, and you filmed some footage of your holiday, you won't be finding anomalies in it, like things warping in size and glitches, and you know what I mean.
To me, it looks ridiculous. To me, it's very, very obvious, almost like they wanted it to look fake in a way. I don't know because I don't know what these guys are doing or planning. I know that it's going to be a hit piece against
You are
the
correct with
truth.
that they wanted to show it as a fake. You know why?
Yeah, it's almost like they tried to make it look
Yes.
fake on purpose and left
But do you know
anomalies.
what's the
I
reason
don't know.
behind it?
I don't know what the reason is behind it. I wasn't following Jaron for years because he's kind of way.
Yeah, he's very.
A lot of these famous flat earthers, I don't like them because I'm very Christian. They don't like Christianity. You know, I'm all about Jesus, and these
they're all
guys.
surrounded by New Age.
Yeah.
I tell you why they want to show it. It's fake, and they want to expose themselves because they believe in natural law and karma. It doesn't matter if I believe it, you believe it, or anyone on this planet believe it. Only what matters is they believe it. So they are compelled by the rules which they must follow. One of them is they have to tell you what they plan. It's very often disguised. That's why, for example, we can see predictive programming and so on, because they have to tell you, show you their agenda. Because if they tell you and you don't decipher it and you do nothing, they are justified. nothing bad will happen to them. That's what they
That's
believe.
true. That's truth in plain sight. But
Exactly.
that's exactly
Yeah.
what the Jesuit order's about.
Yeah. And so how did Jaron get hooked up with that Masonic Jesuit, that
Went
whole
to Jesuit schools, man.
Mm-hmm.
he said supposedly he said that, but why? Okay, so if he did, then he was a fake the whole
Mm-hmm.
time.
I do believe he was planted into FE.
Yep.
Because if you look at my interview with him back from 2016, he was hardcore flat Earth and hated NASA, and he had some great. I don't know. He just had some great work that he did, and he doesn't even seem like the same person.
Well, he could have been compromised. I mean, he could have come in, and then because he was still young and naive, something could have happened that compromised him.
Yeah.
And
Look,
he needed this TFE to have his out.
Masons, it's just different name. Masons, New Age, Illuminati. That's just one of the many names. Those groups and those bloodlines, they are from the time before Christ was on earth, and I can support it. When Christ was on earth, he said, "You builders." Why he didn't say people from Mesopotamia, Delta Nile, Greece, Rome, whatever? He said specifically, "You builders," because builders are Masons. And builders, he told them, "You never put me as a cornerstone." And as we know, cornerstone is always on the north of the building. So now, if you go to the Masonic building, I'm living in Ireland. I was in a few. You will find on the ceiling, on the wall, on the floor, or on the flag, compass, some kind of like a map. And if you really put compass next to it, you will find that the north is not on the north. That's who they are. Bloodlines, the village bloodlines from the time before Christ was on earth.
Well, that's a lot. I don't know. I don't have a research on that you just spoke of, but that's very interesting.
I spent like several decades on this, so I can assure you I know what I'm talking about. I'm just sharing the knowledge.
How many videos you got on your channel?
At this point, over 30,000.
30,000.
33.
33.
Yeah.
Oh, you're amazing, man.
Exactly. Upload this special video. It was Europa the Last Battle when it was 33. Probably you've seen this one. Europa the Last Battle. That's one of the basic one.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, guys.
You
Gonna have
guys
to
have
end
a
this
good
shit
night.
out. Yeah, you guys have a great evening.
Yeah, Cindy, I have sent you email.
Nice speaking to you, Cindy.
You too,
You
Cindy.
too, and I'll come back if you guys want. I'll come back.
Definitely.
Anytime.
100%.
Whenever you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll put you on the email list so you'll always get the links.
Oh, okay, good. And my kids have been super quiet, so that was a miracle. All right. God bless you guys. Thank you so much.
God bless you too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Godspeed, everyone.
Right. So yeah, thanks everybody for coming. Remember, tomorrow night going to be chatting to Jonathan Mirandi. It's going to be an interesting conversation. I think it's going to be a nice conversation. So if you guys have any questions, get them ready for tomorrow. We see what can happen. But yeah, thanks all for coming. Please hit the likes if you haven't already. Share the show, and appreciate all of you. Till tomorrow. May the pressure with you. Bye.
Bye.
Crafted signs of the divine. I'm made for something true. In God's plan, my path